Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's broadcast of the 2019 Division II Men's Western Regional. I'm Brett Vaughn. As tonight, it'll be the number 5 ranked Williston State Tetons versus the number 8 seeded Oregon Ducks. As I welcome in my partner now, Cooper and Niall, let's go to the Oregon side of things. Head coach Riley Orr had some big aspirations for this organization to go to in a few years.
He certainly does. He wants this to be a Division I program and bringing it up from the ranks. They've had a great year. They've had a very successful year, 19-5-0 on the season. They're coming in as the 8th ranked team in this tournament, going up against number 5 Williston. And this is going to be a big game for the Ducks. You know, we've always known this is a team, they've got the best uniforms. Now can they put that product on the ice and get a big win today over the higher-ranked Tetons?
Yeah, for the Tetons, they made nationals last year, and a lot of returners coming back and that taste of their mouths of success, and they want that again this year.
They certainly do, and they're going to have to go through Oregon today. But the Tetons, they're battle-tested. They're going to play extremely hard, a long travel. We know that a lot of their fans came in big numbers, and I think they're going to put up a heck of an effort today and play a really hard game. And the Ducks are going to have to answer to everything the Tetons bring to the table. And we'll see what happens. So far today, it's been a lot of top-seeded teams going down, and I'm sure the Ducks would like to continue that trend.
Yeah, well, folks, we'll get strapped in just in under 5 minutes, and we'll be underway between Oregon and Williston State here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. And folks, welcome back to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of the 2019 Division II Men's Western Regional. And we'll bring you tonight's starting goaltenders, brought to you by Warrior Hockey, the official hockey supplier of the ACHA. For the Oregon Ducks, it's going to be number 1 Grayson Parks, 6'1", 180 pounds from Edmonton, Alberta, 15-5 on the season. He made 28 saves on February 12th, winning against Cal 3-0. For the Tetons, it's going to be number 1 Angus Lang. Lang, hailing from Kilmarnock, Scotland. He's 13-13 on the season and made 27 saves on February 22nd, winning 5-2 against Montana State. And we are just set here at Oceanside Ice Arena.
Should be a great game, Brett.
I'm definitely excited as well, Niall. Oregon operating in their own zone. Cass loses the puck of it. Tetons now on the attack. William Haji for the Tetons, trying to cycle it up himself. He ends up coughing it up to Zachary Schultz. That allowed the Ducks to clear. Haji coming back in again, but ends up losing it in the offensive blue line. King trying to line up the hip check, and the Ducks will go for their first change of the game. Kenny Garrett trying to center that one in front, gets gloved down. It'll find Michael Ballard. Ballard on his forehand. Drops it for Grzycka, Ryan Grzycka. On his backhand, wheeling around in the offensive zone, the captain. Grzycka evading a couple checks from the Oregon defense. Trying to pull up and stop and dish that puck off. Tries to go at far side. It ends up getting picked off. Austin Charnholm. Charnholm trying to look through. Trying to find it. Been back played around. Ducks able to keep the puck in. Kurt Fortney there for the Ducks. Ends up finally losing it to Matthew Winkle. Winkle has the puck. Trying to get that one centered in front. Ends up going off the netting and out of play. Draw's going to be left of the goaltender Parks. Won by the Ducks. Hard room around by Cass. A little too strong, and King's going to hustle and beat out that icing call. Going to be Winkle in the draw for the Tetons. He kicks the puck out and wins it, but the shot from Peyton Ocon gets blocked. Garrett pivoting back in his own zone. Aaron pass. It's going to be Austin Pultz, the defenseman for the Ducks, able to retrieve the puck first. Williston State already really trying to establish the forecheck, sending 2 men on the puck. Pultz trying to find it. He reverses it back around to Cass. Cass ends up losing the puck. Ocon with the shot on. That gets blocked away. Williston State was able to collect a penalty. It looks like it's going to be interference call on Joe Orr as he was trying to fight for the puck in the corner. And we're going to be having our first power play opportunity of the game.
Yeah, Austin Pultz is going to go to the box, and just an undisciplined play. The puck wasn't anywhere near him, and he was just getting a little ticked off by the guy getting underneath his skin. A good job by the Williston State forward, and he just took a two-handed shove right into his face, sent him down to the ice right in front of the referee. Easy call, and a test early for this Oregon Ducks penalty kill.
Draw one by Wade Auger. King walking the line. Goes it back down to Weber. King gets it right back. Looking, slides it on over, but Garrett was having a little trouble trying to handle that puck. Undisciplined call as he ends up throwing the Oregon State player Fortney down, and that's going to negate the power play opportunity.
Kenny Garrett's going to sit for 2, Brett, and basically the same penalty we saw the Ducks take right after the fact. So virtually coincidental minors outside of the 13 seconds they had to get that first goal on the power play.
Picking up is Weber. He was trying to get that puck out. Finally able to slide it over to Wade Auger. Now a 3-on-2 opportunity for the Tetons. Brandon Jay leaves it for Weber. Weber trying to find Jay on the redirection, and somehow the puck stays out. Parks had no idea where it was. It was a quick deflection and somehow rang off both posts and out. Brian Freitag backhands up puck after he ate that check from Auger. Ducks now the attack. Berg, the captain for the Ducks, trying to leave that for Rendell. Berg ends up picking that loose puck up in front. It's cleared away, though, by Matthew Winkle. Winkle to Gruska. Gruska loses that puck, and it goes into the corner. About 50 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. Kept in by Jay. Jay throws it down in the corner, out of the reach of Gruska, though, and he goes for a change. John Garrity. Garrity, the cross-ice pass, out of the reach of his teammate Warren Berg. Ducks able to regroup it, though. Aaron pass. Looks like it went off the skate of a Ducks player and negates the icing. Tetons trying to clear, unable to was Ocon. Ducks slowed down the neutral zone as they try to finish off a change. 15:55 left in this first period. King operating the offensive zone, and he sends it in front, and they score! And it was Joe Orr parking himself in front of the net and was able to have a loose stick free and deflects that pass in from Orr. And it's a 1-0 Tetons lead.
And Brett, that's a bad turnover. The Ducks send it out of their zone, give it away right at the blue line. The absolute worst spot you could give the puck away. And King comes into the zone, throws one in front. A good job being heavy on the stick by Orr. The defenseman was all over him, but he kept the stick on the ice and redirects it in.
Ballard coming in now, and Park swallows up the shot with no rebound.
A tough break for the Ducks after that huge save that Parks made early. I don't know how he kept that one out of the net. It looked to be in. And he's a little gimpy after taking that last shot. Maybe caught him in one of those spots that isn't protected too well.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to skate one off and give himself a breather. And might be a blessing in disguise for the Ducks if they've been really up against it from the Tetons so far.
And you can see the Tetons came here meaning business. They're a big team. They play fast and they play hard. Especially hard, and they've been all over the Ducks early.
Warrenberg tries to send it up the strong side. Both teams are now back on 5-on-5 terms. Connor Rendell, and he'll get thrown to the ice by Brendan Jay. Ends up elected as it was an illegal hand pass made by Rendell, and the faceoff's going to be outside the zone. If you're just joining us, Williston State on a goal from Joe Orr has given the Tetons an early 1-0 lead. Oregon controls in their own zone as they're trying to hit that neutral zone outlet. Pulse is forced to work it to the other side. Cass ends up turning it over. King keeps it in. Send it in front. King winds up and fires, and that hits a body. King fans on the shot. Nathan Lutz can't get that one all the way in deep. He'll get some help from Luke Chamberlain. Chamberlain now down in the corner going to work, trying to center that in front. That gets blocked by Garrett. King ends up winning the puck and just gets enough on the clear to get it by the defenseman Power and out into the neutral zone. Garrett gets a D-to-D. A soft chip, and that puck's going to stop rolling near the goal line, and icing's waved off. Hornlund ends up losing the puck. Comes to the other side. Auger trying to center that in front. Serenkin gets a weird shot. Takes a one tip, two tips. Parks with an athletic save. Able to get the blocker hand out. And it looks like a Teton player, William Haji, ends up going down to the ice. And it's a delayed penalty call. The shot on, and Parks has to make another stop.
My, oh my, that's two already in the first 6 minutes and change by Parks. Absolute stunners. He makes the first save on the deflection from the point shot. That's hard enough in and of itself. And then right there in the front of the slot, the rebound kicks out. It gets chopped, and it twinkles through the air and looks like it's about to fall in. And from the seat of his pants as he's falling backwards, Parks throws up that blocker and somehow keeps it out. Absolutely beautiful goaltending right now. And the Oregon Ducks need to give a little bit of support to their goaltender.
Yeah, really surprising, too, because Mikko Serenkin's point shot, he didn't get too much power on, almost a Frisbee up there. Tetons get another delayed call. This could be a 5-on-3 opportunity right away. Ducks haven't touched the puck yet. They're just going to let it delay, and finally the refs blow it down.
And after 19 seconds, Brett, when they touch it, we're going to have a minute 41 of 5-on-3. The Tetons pressing early right now. The Ducks look to be absolutely clamoring onto this game by a thread.
Grayson Parks has already had to make a few big stops. Tetons again are threatening now with their first 5-on-3 of the game. Gruska couldn't win the draw for the Tetons, and they're going to have to regroup in the neutral zone. Winkle skating the puck in, cross ice to Jay. Jay slows it down. Now to Gruska. Gruska gives it to Jay. Jay winds up with a one-timer shot, and the howitzer goes in. Man, he could have put a hole through the net as he got all of that one from the point, and it's a 2-0 Tetons advantage.
Yeah, Brett, I'm looking in that back corner. I don't see any scorch marks on the netting, but I wouldn't be surprised if upon closer inspection you found some. That was a sheer bomb from the point. Jay just absolutely ripped that one. Nothing that Parks could do. The Tetons scoring quickly on that 5-on-3. They've still got a lot of 5-on-4 left and a chance to add to this early lead.
Winkle trying to force his way through, ends up losing it to Fortney, but gets it right back in the air and pass again by Winkle. Forces the Tetons to have to go out and regroup.
I'm not seeing a lot of communication right now between the Oregon Ducks. You can tell they're not quite sure where each person's supposed to be. They're not communicating well. They're just kind of hanging around.
Another chance sitting in front of the goaltender Parks, and he was able to freeze it, and the netting comes off, and the Ducks will take a breather. Man, it's just been an avalanche coming from Williston State so far. Ducks trying to find and come up with some answer in order to have a stopgap. Weber pins that one down in the corner, trying to get some help from Auger. Auger helps him up to the point. King walking the line. King tries to get that point shot through. It ends up being blocked. Trying to rim it hard around his power, but he can't get that one all the way out. Haji up to the point. King backhands, throw that down to the half wall. Weber trying to look for that give-and-go pass. Still sitting in front of Parks' crease, and it's cleared away. Ducks finally able to clear and get some fresh men on the ice. Under 30 seconds left on the man advantage for the Tetons. Austin Weber. Aaron pass cross ice, but it still gets in, though, for the Tetons. Haji trying to work for that in there. Garrett up to the point, touches it over to Weber. Auger tries to throw that in front, but it'll get blocked away by an Oregon stick. And Oregon's killed off the remainder of this penalty. Garrity all by himself out of the box. Garrity with the snapshot on, and that's Angus Lang's first real big test of the game, and he saves it.
Yeah, first and only test, Brett. It took a free chance coming right out of the box on the counter for the Oregon Ducks to get their first shot of the game. And you have to wonder how much longer it would have taken for them to get that first shot had they not just gotten that chance right out of the box. It's been all Tetons every single shift.
It'll be Mezek and Lutz in the draw. Lutz wins it. Pulls. Tries to go across the blue line, but his point shot goes wide, or helps it up to Mezek. Mezek on his forehand. Trying to burn the defenseman. Mezek is just fighting his way to the net, gets upheld. Christian Rogers cycles it back down, but it's taken away by Cass. Tetons trying to center that in front. That'll be picked up by Chamberlain. Chamberlain, it was hard work that time from Joe War on the back check to negate the rush for the Ducks. Mezek. He has in the neutral zone. He'll look to just throw deep and get a change for his forward grouping. Oregon slows it down, trying to have a small little breather and have a controlled regroup. Looks like it ends up going to be a penalty, a little over-aggressive on the forecheck for the Tetons. And heading to the box, looks like to be a boarding call, is Ryan Gruska. And Oregon a chance to be able to possibly claw their way back in this hockey game, and this man advantage opportunity with the draw in the offensive zone can definitely help. Ducks Pulse dangerously couldn't keep it in. Ballard was trying to force the issue, and that forces the Ducks to have to go back in their own zone. Austin Pulse from Calgary, Alberta chips the puck in and retrieves it. Ballard's in their corner. They'll come to Charnholm. Charnholm, cross ice. And the shot on from Berg as the rebound gets up in the air from Lang and cleared away by Garrett. Ducks trading again. Rendell trying to get a shot on, but it was weakly sticked away. That allowed Tetons to get a couple new fresh guys on the ice. Rendell, as he was trying to get his way into the zone, gets tripped up. Oregon fans looking for a call. They're not getting it from the referee. Berg, cutting through the middle. Kicks it out to Fortney. Fortney trying to get that pass across and then gets sticked away. Under 50 seconds left on a man advantage for the Ducks. Harrison Cass. Cass drops it through his legs to Power. Power looking, trying to find Cass again, and Cass was only able to get a touch on it and dump it in. King trying to look for it. Mezek with the weak clear gets kept in by Cass. Oregon slowing it down. Now to Power at the point. Power trying to get the point shot through and hits a few bodies, and the puck will roll out to the neutral zone. Power again. Finds Garrity. Garrity on his forehand, centers that in front. Still looking forward, puck still alive. Zachary Schultz couldn't get all of that one-timer opportunity in the high slot. Tetons have killed off the penalty, and we're back to full strength. Garrity losing the puck up in his skates on the half wall. They're trying to find it, and it'll be Thomas King for the Tetons to be able to clear. Able to pick up that loose pass he ended up making. And he'll go D-to-D with his partner, Serenkin. King gains a center ice line, and soft trip couldn't get that puck all the way down deep, and he's going to have to stay out there. As they're trying to find it, Thomas King finally able to get that one all the way down deep, and he can finally get a breather on the bench. Ducks. Coming on the far side is Dylan Conway. Conway couldn't put the puck in as he has to touch up for the Oregon Ducks, and that allows the Tetons to go in the offensive zone. Ballard looking for that redirection in front. Doesn't get it, and it's sticked away from Parks. Lutz gets his shot blocked as they're entering the zone. Chamberlain on for the Ducks as he cycles it back down. Cass couldn't keep that puck in on the blue line, and he has to lift it into the Teton zone and get a change.
The pace slowed down here a little bit, Brett, after the Tetons really took it early. We haven't seen too many shots the last couple minutes.
Michael Ballard is just trying to find the captain, Gruska, but he loses it on the stick. Gruska again working for it on the backhand, trying to deke around. That'll give it to Winkle. Winkle to Gruska right in front as they're jamming at it. It's cleared away by the stick of Cass. Charnholm ends up losing control of the puck, and it's stuck in the Duck zone. Cass, as the Oregon Ducks are trying to negotiate this forecheck from the Tetons, it comes to the Garrett. Garrett with the wrist shot on and misses wide in the high slot area. Trying to find, cutting through the middle is Rendell, Connor Rendell. Rendell trying to shoot and fans on the shot on the first attempt. Gets the second one on, but weakly and easily saved by Lang. Tetons now with numbers. Mezek cutting through the middle. Mezek looking for that puck back, and on the backhand shot. Just steered it a little too wide of the net. Berg cutting through, leaves it for Chamberlain. Chamberlain with that hard wrist shot on, blocked away by Lang. Lutz couldn't keep the puck in, and the Ducks will touch up. Sarankin with his head up. Trying to hit his winger Rogers, unable to. Mezek now touches the puck. It looks like a penalty of interference behind the play, and it's going to be on Sarankin.
I mean, an interference penalty on the big Finn. Sarankin 6'2", 210. Very physical presence on that Williston blue line. And that's the kind of body you'd want out there on the PK. Someone big, take away sticks, get into shooting lanes. For the Ducks' sake, they sure hope they can add to their 2 shots on goal that they have so far through this first.
So it's going to be Auger and Garrity in the circle on this power play opportunity for the Ducks. Draw one by Auger. Garrett trying to elect for the hard rim. Puck stayed in. I'm looking for it. Garrity now gets it. Garrity with the wrist shot on. Trying to go short side, a little too high. And that time it was Cass unable to keep the line. And that allowed the Tetons to dump it all the way down. Garrity trying to slow it down for the Ducks. As Tetons very aggressive, even on the penalty kill on the forecheck. Gruska able to create the turnover in the middle of the ice, throws it all the way down. He has his teammate Vitali trying to wrest the goaltender Parks. Had it again. Great individual effort by Power, but the Ducks end up going offside.
That aggressiveness, I think, really starting to play into the minds of the Ducks, as they can't even stay on sides on a simple 2-man breakout. And at this rate, you know, if the Tetons keep pushing the Ducks the way they are, unless Oregon can start getting some clean breakouts and get some offensive zone time established, expect the dominance by the Tetons to continue.
Poltz is able to gain the line. Now the Ducks can operate a little bit. Poltz walking the blue line. Plays it down to Fortney. Fortney overload to Charnholm. Poltz get it back. Keeps it down the backhand. Trying to find it. Berg. Now to Poltz. Again, passing just on the perimeter. 40 seconds left on the man advantage. Charnholm trying to assess the play. The one-timer shot from Poltz. Rebound in front. Cleared away into the corner by King. Berg walking up to the point to Poltz again at the key. Charnholm on the half wall. Cross seam pass and the shot, and Lang was able to fight to that right post and beat the shot from Berg there. Poltz, DDD to Charnholm. Charnholm trying to saucer that pass through, and it was a little too tight. Kept in by the Ducks. Poltz on his forehand. Poltz with the wrist shot on the short angle shot. Fortney operating behind the net of Lang. Find Poltz. Poltz looking, fakes the shot, trying to find Berg on the far weak side, but it'll get sticked away by Winkle. Tetons have killed off the penalty. Winkle near the end of his shift, still has some juice. Winkle coming in the offensive zone on the back into the forehand side, and he scores! Matthew Winkle with his second effort. He was able to move it from his backhand to his forehand. He celebrates, punching the air Gangnam style, and it's 3-0 Tetons.
Yeah, Brad, I think they're going to be singing, oh, 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 Matthew Winkle style in the locker room during the intermission. A great power move. He beats the defenseman for the Ducks after that Oregon power play, goes straight to net and just jams it home. Grayson Parks was throwing his arms up in distress afterwards, wondering how that wasn't called dead. And right now the Oregon bench getting an explanation from the referees, not liking that explanation. But nonetheless, a Tetons goal. It's 3-0, and Williston is taking it to the Ducks.
Puck will be controlled. Weber eats the check from Lutz. Auger trying to get into the zone, but ended up being Orr entering in first, and that'll be offside. .301 left in this first period, and the Tetons are up 3-0.
And Brett, 3 of the 5 shots so far for Oregon came on that last power play alone, but I didn't like a single one of those shots. Everyone was spread out. They were basically up against the wall. No one was in front of the net. The goalie had clean looks on every single one.
Centered in front, and it's finally cleared away from the Ducks by Chamberlain, and the net ended up being deemed off, and the play will be whistled down.
And just finishing that off, the Ducks power play really didn't provide them any bit of a spark at all. And if anything, it was a rest for the Tetons as they pretty much had to just stay in their spots. The Ducks kept to the outside. They never challenged the penalty killers for Williston State. And that just made life easy on the goaltender, easy on the penalty killers. And as soon as that penalty was over, you saw him go right the other way with plenty of energy.
Mezek wins a draw on his backhand up to King. Fighting for it down low. Mezek ends up losing control of it. Gives it up to Chamberlain. Horneland just trying to go down through King around as the play is still alive as it's a delayed penalty. And the net's off, and so they'll finally blow it down. Now they're trying to figure it out. I think it's going to be a Tetons penalty. It's going to be King heading to the box for 2 minutes for tripping. So again, Oregon's back on the man advantage. Hopefully trying to have a little more tenacity out there. Puck kept in by Poltz. Poltz up at the line. Point shot on, rebound sitting in front, no one for the Ducks to pick it up. Another block this time by Rogers for the Tetons. Both players are digging for it. Mezek is able to clear it all the way down 200 feet, and that'll allow Tetons to go for a change.
And Brett, you mentioned the tenacity for the Ducks, and interestingly enough, I don't know if you knew this, but Ducks, in fact, don't have any teeth. They only have a bill. And right now, this power play for Oregon certainly has no teeth to it, as they're not winning any battles, getting in the hard areas, doing anything they need to do to generate a really good chance. And I'm sure Williston State does not feel threatened in the least by this power play.
Oregon State, again, can't get into any rhythm, and they end up taking an icing call, which you never want to see on the power play. And again, it looks like just the Tetons are really just a step quicker tonight.
They are. They're a step quicker on the ice and a step quicker mentally. The Ducks just cannot seem to project where they want to put the pass, where they want to be to set themselves up for that next pass. You have to be thinking a few steps ahead, especially if you're playing a team as good as Williston State.
Oregon's able to win the draw. Berg, his own end. Backhands that to Fortney. Fortney couldn't get the reach of Rendell. Ducks going to have to regroup in the neutral zone. Under a minute left on the man advantage. Ducks come walking in, and it was a beautiful read by Brandon Jane. That allows the Tetons to go the other way. Gruszka cutting on the backhand shot. Misses wide. Puck ends up being pinched in. Tetons again just keeping the pressure as Ballard this time's on the forecheck for the Tetons. And we just have about 60 seconds remaining in this first period. Jay goes D-to-D with Ocon. Ocon can't get it cleared. Garrity now for the Ducks has an opportunity. Garrity on the forehand side, and it's blockered away. Still lose power with the point shot on. Rebound still there. Garrity trying to weasel his way in. Ends up losing the puck, and Ballard's finally able to clear it all the way down. And the Tetons are back to full strength with under 30 seconds left. Garrity having trouble corralling that puck. Ends up bumping into his own player in the middle of the ice, and now it's opportunity for the Tetons. Weber looking to Mezek. Mezek with a snapshot on. And the play is blown down and looks like to be the net again off its moorings. But that's definitely in favor of the Ducks, as it looked like the Tetons might have had an opportunity the other way on that turnover.
They certainly did, and it was all thanks to the Ducks running into each other at the blue line. Neither guy had his head up, and they collided with each other. Leads to that 2-on-1 coming the other direction, and the Ducks just can't seem to do anything right now, it would seem.
Puck's loose. Weber down over to up to King. Now King walking the point, gets that shot through as it went through and traveled through a couple of bodies. Puck still kept in, and there we go, and that'll be the end of this first period, and Williston State with a 3-0 lead already. You can definitely hear and see the visible frustration coming from the Oregon Ducks bench as they were not happy with their performance in that first period.
No, certainly not. Williston State came out throwing punches left and right, doing everything they could offensively, whether it be on the forecheck, getting shots, making some good moves, coming back, playing good defense. And the Ducks had no answer. They never pushed back, not even once. They pretty much just leaned on their goaltender. 19 shots for Williston State in 20 minutes. That's certainly not a recipe for success if you're the Ducks, if you're going to average 60 shots against the game, which is what they're on pace right now to do. And the Ducks didn't get any shots really till the end of that period. Most of the shots really from the outside, nothing real quality. And if this continues, the Tetons are going to cruise to a victory because right now they're the only players out on that ice competing.
Well, folks, again, it's treated to a great 20 minutes of action. And at the end of 20 minutes, it's the number 5 seeded Williston State Tetons 3, and the number 8 ranked Oregon Ducks 0. And we'll be back in just under 15 minutes for a live second period of action for the 2019 Division II Western Regional Tournament on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Hello, folks, as we get you settled in for this second period action as they're doing some quick repairs on the ice. Humming it over to the Tetons side. Tetons with a 3-0 lead as we start this second period over the Oregon Ducks. King trying to hit his centerman Auger, but it gets him in the skates. Can't get a clean breakout. Weber for the Tetons. Dreidels it over to King. King has that puck stuck in on the half wall near the rest crease. Garrett has to retrieve back in his own end. Garrett trying to play that puck up to Weber. Weber on the left side hesitates. Now comes in with speed. Weber trying to go for that backhand toe drag. A little too fancy as the ice is still a bit wet here on the Oceanside rink. Weber, the one-timer shot. And that was answered by Parks. Again, the Tetons already keeping their foot on the gas pedal.
Oh yeah, they went 100% right out of the gate, came down the Ducks' throats. Oregon had no answer, and they've been going at it ever since. There is a slight lull in the middle period when they took it down a notch, but even still, the Tetons have been absolutely dominating this game from start up until right now.
Oregon again turns it over right in front, and unbelievable read by the goaltender Pultz, and then it comes again, and they score. Early and often, and it's Matthew Winkle, and it's now 4-0 Tetons.
Well, Brad, I guess they're going to have to play Matthew Winkle style in the locker room another time. It's the second of the night. And he just got to the front of the net, won the battle in front of the blue paint. And you have to respect Parks for making the first save. You need your defenseman to be there to clear out that second chance opportunity right in front. And Winkle won that battle, easy potting home that one.
Oregon coming the other way, and Lang ends up making a save and his helmet's off. And we're going to get the automatic whistle. And unfortunate for the goaltender for the Ducks, Parks, is he made a great read on the pass coming out of the corner and was able to poke the puck himself. But then his defense let him hung out to dry, as it was just staggering how wide open. There was two Tetons players right in front of the crease of the goaltender for Parks.
Yeah, that's never going to be successful at all for you defensively, and that kind of almost mimics what the offense was doing at times in the first period. You know, no one was on the right side of their player. No one was net front. No one was winning any battles. Right now, the Tetons have all the momentum, and they're not letting any of it go. The Ducks are going to have to do something special just to get themselves back in this game. Not even to get a goal, but just to steal a little momentum back. They're going to have to come out. They're going to have to be ferocious and win a battle that they otherwise probably wouldn't be able to win.
Now play resumes as Lang's able to get his helmet back on. Tetons win it forward. It'll be Joe Orr. Orr on the snapshot, rebound in front, and the goaltender Parks had to clear his own rebound away. Kept in by Ocon. Trying to look for it. Down and around, still in front. Ducks able to eat the check was Hornlin and able to go into the offensive zone. Lutz couldn't connect with that pass, taken away by Rogers. Berg had to hustle to beat Orr to the puck. Ends up turning it over, though, to Mezek. Mezek, nice move by himself. Mezek, the wrist shot on, and the kneeling block from Power. Austin Weber down in the corner. Weber gets thrown down in the corner. Power, tight turn, trying to negotiate the forecheck away from Haji Landsverk. King takes the slap shot, looking for the redirection. He gets it from Landsvark, but it's saved by Parks. Tetons have to regroup now. Ocon ends up taking a hit. Ducks now with the puck. Cross-ice pass gets batted down, but ends up getting touched by a high stick. Again, if you missed the start of this second period, Tetons added to their 3-goal lead by making it 4-0 earlier. And again, it's been a microcosm of how this hockey game's been going for the Oregon Ducks. They just cannot handle the ferocious forecheck from the Tetons. Since it's played by a high stick from the Tetons player, the face-off's going to be all the way down their own zone. Draw one by Fortney. Trying to find it. Gruska ends up taking it himself. Gruska ends up getting the puck right in his helmet, but it's still alive. Ballard trying to walk in, and he goes offside. Face-offs out into the neutral zone just outside of the Oregon Duck zone. Gruska wins it to his defenseman King. They're trying to look for it at the blue line. Garrity now takes it for the Ducks, and he'll dump it all the way down. Lang plays it behind his net, rims it right back around. Kept in by the defenseman for the Ducks. King's able to read the pass and knock it down. Cross-ice pass for Ballard, and he ends up having to take a check. Some miscommunication between the goalie and his defenseman, but Garrity's able to bail out his team. Garrity, a 2-on-1 opportunity. Garrity slides it on over! And an unbelievable save by Angus Lang. And he takes away a goal from Zachary Schultz. And pretty much whatever you can imagine and cook up for the Tetons is going perfect tonight. Rendell out of the reach of him. Schultz couldn't get it all the way deep. Kenny Garrett now as he's out of the reach for Ballard, and that's going to go for an icing call.
Oh, hold on a second, Brett. Yeah, 911, I'd like to report a robbery. Yeah, number 1, Angus Lang. Absolute steal in front of the net. Maybe the best save we've seen this whole weekend.
Boy, I hope you have some rollover minutes there, Niall. Because that was an unbelievable save from Lang.
Yeah, it's going to be a long phone call.
Auger headmans it to Winkle, but he ends up losing out to Power. Garrett retrieves it back in his own zone, wheeling around, he rims it harder in. Takes a hop off an Oregon player, and that negates the icing call. Ballard's trying to fight against Berg for the puck in the corner. Berg ends up getting the puck in his skates. That'll get taken away by Auger. Going up the other way is Nicholas Power. And sticking it down to the neutral zone is Kurt Forney. Weber coming in, faking the pass. Had it trying to center the puck in. Power now pinning Auger behind the net. Charnholm with a hard chip off the stanchion, and it's soccered into the zone by Jay. And that deflected pass comes out to neutral zone to Garrett. Landsvark to Weber. Weber with the snapshot on. Puck still loose. It's skated away by Powers. Power on the wrist shot. Ends up beating a check and missing the net wide. And it looks like we're going to also have a penalty call on the play, and it's going to be a roughing call. And the mistake's going to be called on number 6, Brandon Jay of the Tetons.
Brett, we're going to see the Oregon men at work here on this power play. Maybe their first good chance of the game on the horizon. Winning this first draw would certainly help.
Garrity gets kicked out. It's going to be Hornlin in. He wins the draw. Up to the point. Cass. Cass with the puck and the wrist shot on as Lang was able to fight through the traffic and track the puck end of his glove. And we'll have a stoppage in play.
And that's about 20 minutes too late, I would say. Oregon finally getting men in front of the net. That puck had to get through about 2 or 3 different bodies just to get to the goaltender. If they can keep that up, they might be able to sneak one in.
Hornlin, as that shot on the ice, took a weird hop, but the Tetons are able to clear. 20 seconds has elapsed on the 2-minute minor to Jay. Garrity building up speed in his own zone. Now on the left side of the ice, Garrity coming in, cruising in, looking for that shot on hard, and that'll miss wide. Garrity trying to control it, but he's being intervened by Mezek. Ducks still have it, though. At the point, slides it over. Cast the one-timer shot, and he scores! It was Harrison Cash just licking his chops on the far left blue line, and he got all of that one, and the Ducks climb within 3, 4-1.
And what did we say, Brett? Just what the doctor ordered. First, Oregon got players in front of the net, screened the goalie, got shots. They picked up the rebounds, continued with the pressure, and some good puck movement. They go low to high, east to west, quick one-timer, beats the goalie to the post. And there's a little bit of life in this Oregon Ducks team.
Williston State's trying to stop that, though. Auger centers that in front and gives past the defenseman, Elsbrand. Losing out looks like, again, like what you were saying, the Ducks maybe have some life now. Fortney trying to drop it back down. Rendell wrist shots it in. The goaltender, Lang, will leave it for his defenseman. King to Weber. Some one-touch passing, but it's a nice intervention by Forney. He's able to pick it off. And will force the Tetons to break out again. King, hard off the glass. Weber's racing to get there. He'll get there first. Weber looking, trying to find the trailer. Auger's trying to settle that puck down. Now to Landsberg. Landsberg has some open ice. Landsberg trying to pull that shot open. And as he got cross-checked in the back by an Oregon player. And the Tetons go back to the man advantage.
Garrity giving away an easy call. 2 hands, extends right into the nameplate on the back of the jersey. You're going to see that called about 9 times out of 10.
It's going to be the 2 number 9s, Fortney and Gruska, in the circle to the left of Parks. Tetons win it. Gruska, as they're getting a really big cycle, trying to build up some speed. Come to the big shot from Jay, and he scores! This time his weapon of choice was a wrist shot, and he goes upstairs on the goaltender Parks, and they restore the 4-goal lead, 5-1. It was another rocket sent by Brandon Jay, and he gets the Tetons a goal.
Yeah, Brendan's a big boy, 6'3", 230 out of Vancouver, British Columbia. And he had a shot to match. That was a powerful wrister, but not only was it powerful, it had the accuracy too to pick that corner pocket.
Jay again gets it, but ends up going blocked. Now it's going to be Connor Hornlin on a breakaway. Hornlin on the backhand shot, and Lang's able to beat him with the left pad. Is there some commotion in the Teton zone? Garrett's going to be whistled down for a penalty, and it's going to be a hooking call. For as well as Brandon Jay's been playing, he almost cost his team a goal.
fighting back a little bit after that big goal by the Tetons. Still certainly in the favor of the Tetons, the overall swing of this game. But the Oregon Ducks at least fighting back a little bit. We saw Montana State today make a large comeback when it seemed there's no chance of doing so. A 4-goal deficit certainly is within reach, especially if they can build at least a little momentum off of this two-minute advantage, pardon me.
Again, they're having some issues over there on that far side net. Looks like not enough stow as they're trying to really bank it up so it does not get dislodged again.
Yeah, I've heard it's hard to find snow this time of the year in Arizona, Brett.
Yeah, it definitely is. Luckily, we have some great referees out here that know how to make some. And now in the circle. The draw's won by the Tetons and cleared all the way down by King. Oregon's forced to try to regroup and get into the offensive zone on this power play and get something going. Charnholm on the wrist shot is trying to pick the short side corner, and Lang was able to beat him with the stick save, and the puck goes out of play. Okay, not too many saves by Lang. It's 13th save of the hockey game, but he has been sharp. Tetons get kicked out of the draw. It's going to be Christian Rogers coming in the circle. Draw won by the Ducks. Stepping into one was Berg and ends up hitting a Teton player in the leg. Charnholm on the wrist shot, and this time it's blocked by Mezek. Charnholm. Out of the reach of Poltz. He collects it, walks the line, opens up. Dishes it off to Fortney. And the shot on. And Lang was able to find it through the skates and freeze it with 11:26 left in the second period.
Impressive defensive work from Jay to body out the Oregon forward in front. That one Oregon forward, his sole job is to sit right in front of that blue paint and make life miserable for Angus Lang. And Jay gets him out of the way, makes it easy for Lang to be able to cover up that rebound. No second chance opportunity coming for the Ducks.
Draw cleared all the way down by King. That's going to force the goaltender Parks to come out and play it. Garrity again trying to build up speed. Drops it back to his defenseman. Play now to Hornland. Tight turn. Stops. Kicks it out to Cass. Cass, the wrist shot on, and Orr is able to get his stick in the shooting lane and block it, and they can clear. Under 40 seconds now on this 5-on-4 opportunity for the Ducks. Aaron pass comes to King, and he'll be allowed to clear it all the way down, and the Oregon Ducks have to regroup once more. Aaron pass gets deflected up into the netting, and we'll have a stoppage in play. Auger ends up getting impeded off the circle, and it's going to be a slashing call on the Ducks. And again, it's another L-time penalty when you're on the man advantage.
It certainly is in your own end, and that's simply Williston wanting it more. Off the draw, they push it through past the Oregon Ducks player, and then he just starts moving his feet. And at that point, you've already lost the battle, so you either let him go in 1-on-0 on your goaltender, or you yank him down and hope the referee doesn't call it.
Gruska wins the draw clean to Winkle. Winkle sliding over Jay again with the howitzer! And it's a hat trick for Brandon Jay. And he'd put it the bow and arrow out, and he can pick any corner you want. 6-1 Williston State. My golly gosh, you have to say your Hail Marys to the Oregon goaltender Grayson Parks trying to stop some of those shots from Jay.
I think I blinked and I missed it, Brett. Did that go in?
Unbelievable. The Ducks trying to claw their way back into this one. Berg keeps it at the blue line. Berg looking, trying to center that in front. It's wrapped around. Lang doesn't know where it is, but the net comes off and the whistle has been blown.
It's amazing. Brendan Jay has almost as many goals as Oregon Ducks have shots this period.
So impressive, and again, a tip of the cap for the Tetons, because although this game looks to be out of reach at 6-1, they're still treating this game like it's 0-0, getting in the way of blocking shots and making the tough plays and taking hits.
Yeah, that's the sign of a good team. They're not going to rest on their laurels. They're not going to sit back at 3-0 and just let the game play it out. They're going to take the game by the scruff of the neck and own it.
Winkle loses it. Fortney's trying to work his way to the front of the net, but that's sticked away by Winkle. Will now be Gruska. Gruska stopping, hesitating as he's trying to work his way down, and no call on the play on the tripping call by the referees. Winkle works it to Gruska. Gruska, Jay again, and the slap shot. And it's sticked away by the goaltender Parks. Ducks able to clear all the way down as they're trying to kill off this penalty, as it's 55 seconds left on the man advantage. Jay find Landsberg. Landsberg's trying to cut it his way into the zone. It'll find Auger. Gets it right back to Landsberg. Jay at the point. Wrist shot again, and that'll be blocked by the stick of Rendell. Auger gets up, puck in his skates, kicks it back up to his stick. Has to wait and delay. Landsberg behind the net. Another give and go pass. Winkle at the point. Settles the puck down, goes D to D. Finds Garrett. Garrett trying to get that shot passed through. That'll be blocked by Garrity, and he'll dump it all the way down. And this will just about do it on the 2-minute minor penalty to the Ducks. And we're back to even strength. Ducks will keep it in. Garrity trying to center that one in front. I'll be sticked away by defenseman Garrett. Garrett trying to go on that short side. No winger there, and it's sent in front by the Oregon Ducks, but no Duck player there to redirect it. Auger, tired at the end of his shift, couldn't get that puck all the way down. Garrity ends up turning it over to King in the neutral zone, and the puck will allow the Tetons to finish off a change. Up into the air, Sarankin finds home. It'll now be Mezek. Mezek trying to get that shot. Ends up going off the leg pad of Orr and out of play.
Well, Brett, not really sure what else to say other than this Williston State team has been the most impressive far and away of all the teams so far at this year's Western Regionals. Their speed and their power has been on full showcase today. And maybe the most impressive thing you could say is their compete level from the first drop of the puck. Even when it's 5-1, they're not quitting. They're playing the same way, whether, like you said, it's 0-0, it's 5-1. They're playing to win.
Ducks in the neutral zone. Lutz is able to find it now. Lutz with the snapshot on, and Lang was able to smother it. .7:17 left in the second period. Again, looked like maybe the Ducks had a sign of life earlier in this period, but again, the Tetons just keep coming in waves. The referees are trying to get the correct personnel that should be out there after that whistle. And with that delay a bit in game, they're going to have a new center now for the Ducks. Jay reverses it up the strong side, It's turned over. Garrity healed that one-timer shot. Puck's loose. Garrity again on the snapshot with some power. And Lang makes a save and up into the netting. Williston State a little too loose right now on their own end.
They are, and even still impressive, both Ballard and Jay laying out to block that shot at 6-1. That's not a high opportunity scoring chance for a quick one-timer way out at the top of the zone. And nonetheless, they're still laying out the body to make that save.
Draw one by the Tetons. Kings trying to battle for it, but it'll lose out to Hornland. Hornland centers that puck, but no one in front. Stepping up into the zone is Poltz, the defenseman for Oregon. King tries to elect to go the other way, and Landsberg is able to get a tip and move it out into the neutral zone. Poltz centers that one. Garrity doesn't know where it is. Caught up in his skates, but he's able to enter in the zone. Landsberg controls it now. It'll pop out to Garrity. Garrity as they're trying to look for it, and it's gloved by Lang. And a really interesting coming into this game, the Oregon Ducks were on a 7-game win streak, and they were rolling. Auger will get moved out of the draw in favor of Orr, and he'll win on his backhand. Weber. Auger now gets it. Gets around the defenseman for the Ducks. Auger stops. He gets around Chamberlain, the second man now, and the high wrist shot goes wide. Sarankin looking for the shot, and that'll be blocked by Armstrong. Puck takes a weird hop, and some of the folks, I see a guy in a Dodgers jacket, hopefully he brought his mitt from the game earlier today because that puck came right to him.
Yeah, you could say he did a good job dodging that one.
Yep, definitely don't want to see any visual of any of the fans watching at home with their cringe faces after that joke. Tetons control it. Garrett gains across the center ice line. He keeps it himself. Garrett just couldn't get any wood on it. And Fortney tries to skate with the puck in the offensive zone. It'll find Charnholm. Charnholm just can't get that puck off. He finally does, and Lang, with a very aggressive save, came way out of his net and ended up going the old Johnny Bauer play and stacking the pads.
Yeah, Lang, I think, maybe a little bit bored back there. I don't know. It seemed a little unnecessary to come all the way out to challenge that play as much as he did, but credit to him, he made the save. At the end of the day, that's all they ask you to do.
Puck will be played to Ocon. Find Landsberg. Landsberg gets some help from his line mate Auger, but they can't get past the center ice line. Auger again with some loose puck deke moves. Tetons have to touch up as they were offside. Landsberg trying to retrieve his own pass to himself. Puck's matriculating the slot. It will finally get to the stick of Landsberg. Landsberg. He'll get pushed to the boards by Cass. Cass scoring the only goal for the Ducks tonight. Rendell trying to protect the puck, and then he'll get tripped down, and we'll have a penalty call, an easy, blatant penalty with the trip.
The Ducks' lone goal came on a power play. See if they can double their tally on the night with a chance late in the second.
Draw will be to the right of Lang. Power keeps it in for the Ducks, and a soft pass in directly off the boards will get intercepted by Garrett, and he'll try to kill in the corner. Will now come out to Power. Power over to the half wall, gets it right back, fakes the shot. Power gives it over to Garrity. He has to control it down. Power again gets it. The wrist shot as they're trying to locate where it was. And Jay was able to get just enough on that clear, and they'll be able to relieve the pressure. Power. Power with a spinorama in the neutral zone over to his defensive partner, Cass. Cass dumps the puck and tries to retrieve it, and he lays the body down on Garrett. Power. Power walking the line. Has on his wrist shot, and he does. A rebound still there from Lang. Garrity trying to fight his way through, and he gets knocked down. Jay comes out with the puck. And with that hard shot of his, dumps it all the way down 200 feet. .45 seconds left on that 2-minute minor penalty to Ocon. Garrity works it, rims it back around as they're feeling the heat from this Tetons forecheck on the penalty kill. It'll now be Poltz. Poltz looking, he gets ridden to the boards hard by Sarankin. Poltz walking up to the point. Saucer pass. Now it'll work its way to Berg. Berg tries to send it in front. Right there, and Garrity scores! Ends up being John Garrity's goal from Anchorage, Alaska. And it's his 14th goal of the season, and it's 6-2. It was this time a relentless forecheck by the Oregon Ducks and allowed Garrity to be all wide open on that weak side and just jam one in.
The Oregon Ducks, their power play finally looking like it can accomplish something right now. The passes are really good when they have that 5-on-4 advantage. If they can take this and even just translate a little bit of it to some 5-on-5 play and get a little dangerous, they might be able to get a third in before the end of the period.
Berg has to run back in his own zone. Puck going to get kept in by Garrett, and the Tetons will have to recollect. Jay with the strong side chip. Auger Rendell trying to fight for the puck. Power comes out with it. Feeling the pressure, just evaded the forecheck of Auger, and the Ducks can clear it. Jay will play that boards pass off to Weber. Weber's pass, though, gets intercepted by Berg. But some unfortunate timing as that Oregon's player going for a change. Garrett with a hard wrist shot, and that'll miss a little bit high. Weber from the half wall, and then his shot gets blocked. Ellsburn has that puck squirting through. Auger winds one up in the high slot. They'll get cleared away by the Ducks. It'll now be Armstrong. Armstrong, a nice move to the backhand. Still loose. Lang's finally able to find it after that weak shot from Chamberlain. He just couldn't get a handle on it from the pass from Derek Armstrong.
Starting to get a little bit interesting here, Brett. We finally see some pushback from the Oregon Ducks. They won a battle in front of their own net and managed to clear the puck. That's something we haven't seen yet. Usually they're on the wrong end of those battles against the Tetons. But finally, Grayson Parks gets a little bit of help in front of him.
Puck's up in the air, and Lang's going to have to use all of that 5'9" frame and snatch it.
Great vertical on that guy. The NFL Combine starting up today, Brett. Surprised Lang wasn't there with that great vertical. You know, it's underappreciated with all the equipment the goalies wear, how athletic you have to really be in the net.
Sarankin falls to the floor as he's having some trouble getting out of his own end. Puck still up in the air. Sarankin tries it, and now it allows Michael Ballard with speed to get out of the zone. To Gruska. Gruska fakes the slap shot. Now he elects to shoot, and Parks is able to make the stop.
And every time I see this team coming down towards the Ducks, all I can think for the Tetons is they have so much size and so much speed. The task at hand to be able to beat them is absolutely immense, and if you can't match that size and speed, then you need to be really, really precise in your decision making. Make some great passes, some quick breakouts, and don't let them get on you at the forecheck.
Pulls a crisp pass to Garrity. Garrity trying to smooth skate his way in there, but he's unable to. King keeps him to the outside. Under 60 seconds left in the second period. They'll now find Gruska. It's almost a 4-on-1 now. Gruska up to the point. Serenkin with the shot on. And a beautiful read by the defenseman Poltz to get his stick in the way, as he was all alone, just him and the goaltender Parks, and somehow the Tetons don't even get a shot on net. .7 seconds left in the second period. Ducks win the draw. Power moves it over to Charnholm. Charnholm will stick it out into the neutral zone. Players trying to find it. Ends up being Weber. Weber to Larnvik. Larnvik has the shot on, and a glove saved by Parks right at the doorstep. Charnholm ends up getting his stick knocked out of his hands, and it's going to be a slashing call with 25.7 seconds left. And again, Oregon, we saw earlier scoring that second goal, might have some rhythm going now on the man advantage.
Yeah, and they're going to have to make things happen quickly with only 25 seconds left in the period. It's going to take a good face-off win for them to be able to get anything out of this power play.
Draw one by the Tetons. Jay's the first one to it, and he'll whistle one all the way down. 15 seconds left, maybe one last chance before the end of the period for the Ducks. Cass has to chop that away. Garrity has to cycle back down. He'll just elect to kill it to the boards. Maybe not the sexiest play, but a smart play near the end of the period. And that'll do it. As Williston State comes out of 40 minutes with this 6-2 lead, but Oregon, even we're counting them out a little bit as well, the first period transpired, and even part of the second period, but they're showing some fight back.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure if they had that in them, the way they played the first period. And even the start of the second period, the Tetons kept coming in waves, and they had nothing really answered to them. But credit to Oregon, they used the special teams to their advantage. Sometimes the great equalizer is the power play or the penalty kill, and they use that power play to their advantage, get a couple goals. Granted, they led a few back to the Tetons, but against a fast, physical team like this, to be able to start clawing your way back into the game, if they can get on the right side of the mental aspect, they'll have a chance coming into the third. Again,
we saw earlier this morning a grizzled Montana State team be able to come back from 4 goals down in the third period, and it's not out of the question that the Ducks can do it as well.
Certainly not. I think it's well within their reach. They're going to have to dig deep, but I think they can do it.
Well, folks, at the end of 40 minutes, it's Williston State 6 and the Oregon Ducks 2. This is the 2019 Division II Western Regional on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of the 2019 Division II Men's Western Regional between the Oregon Ducks and the Williston State Tetons. Oregon has scored! 8 seconds in, when you were just pulling the lever on your lazy boy, and it's Connor Horland pulls the Ducks within 3. Very quick, and it was just on the wrist shot, where it ended up being Horland coming in on the wrister and able to catch the goaltender Lang napping on his glove side. Ducks having trouble trying to get out of their own end. Chamberlain trying to look for it. Garrity as well. They can't clear. Ballard winds one's up. And that'll be smothered by Parks.
And what an absolute rocket. Connor Horling, the hometown boy out of Eugene, came in. He had 15 goals coming into today. Absolutely smoked that shot. I don't think Angus Lang was quite ready coming out of the intermission for that one. And that's the first 5-on-5 goal, I think. No, pardon me, Brett. That was another power play goal. 3 power play goals for Oregon.
Could be a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Tetons. Coming in was Weber, and he gets thrown down to the ice by Power. That negates the chance. Garrett's shot gets blocked by the leg of Fortney, and the puck gets redirected up into the netting. Mezikin on the draw for the Tetons, wins it. Rogers up to the point to King. King, the wrist shot on, blocked by Power. King, again with an extravagant keep in. Mezick throws that no-look shot on net but misses wide. King looking for the redirection from Rogers and just missed. Ellsburn, D2D with King. Ducks go for a quick change. Mezick skating through the middle. Mezick trying to find a way through. Rogers tries to pull the trigger and fans on the shot. Rogers and Lutz get tangled up in the corner. Puck comes around to King. King looking for that redirection dangerously in front. The rebound sitting there in front of Parks. Oregon, 2-on-1 opportunity. Armstrong on Chamberlain. Armstrong the wrist shot on. Rebound still loose. Oh, and Chamberlain had a wide open net, but the puck rolled up on him and it went over the net. Or by himself, going to have to buy some time. The wrist shot on. Easily blocked it away by Parks in the corner. Ducks really pressing now for another goal. Lutz. He gets hooked on as Orr decided to go for a little water skiing trip, and he's going to go to the box for tripping. And again, the Ducks have been very successful on this power play. Get another opportunity.
Yeah, that power play, it started off slow in the first, but once the second period started, it almost came alive instantly. 3 straight power play goals for the Ducks. A couple of them in very quick order.
Ruska sends it down 200 feet, and the Ducks regroup, and again they elect to use the speed of Garrity. Garrity rides off a check, still has it, coming in with so much speed, ends up losing control of the puck, and that allows Ballard to clear it.
And even more impressive on that last goal, Brett, was the fact that they managed to do it coming out of the break. Usually when you have that intermission, that bookends, or somewhere right in the middle of your power play, you really struggle to get any sort of momentum going.
Power's able to keep it in. Hornland trying to center that one, but loses it. And it'll be cleared down by Gruska, and the wholesale change ensues for the Tetons. Garrity. Lackadaisically coming into the zone, rebound in front of Lang. Not cleared out, though. Walking the line is Berg. Over to Garrity, and he fans on the one-timer shot. He definitely had the shooting lane and some space on that side of the net. Berg now over to Rendell. Rendell gets redirection, and they score! I think it's going to be Hornland, who was racing to the front of the net. And it was a good job by his teammate Garrity to create space as he was occupying the defenseman in the slot. And the Ducks now have a 6-4 deficit.
And Brett, I don't know if this is just deja vu, but we watched one team earlier in the day manage to make a huge comeback after an early deficit, but not even what we saw tonight. 6-1 was the score at one point for Williston State, all the way back to 6-4. Absolutely impressive from Oregon coming back into this one. They're only down by 2.
Weber, button hooks on the half wall. Taking the draw pass, centering that in front for Landsberg. Fortney trying to head man to Charnholm, but he had no idea where it was. Warrenberg dangerously tries to make that drop pass in his own zone. Gets bailed out by some teammates, and he'll recollect. Rendell, far side again, but this pass is not allowed to be picked up by Charnholm. Falling to the ice is Auger. Berg, stretch pass, floating up in the air, somehow evades one of the lighting stanchions up above, and play continues. Fortney trying to go on the right side. Jay's able to meet him there in the corner. Jay tries to kick that in front, and it's picked up by the center Gruska. Now puts it over to Ballard. Ballard retrieves that dump. Icing's waved off. Poltz shielding the puck away from Ballard. Gruska trying to get there as he's pinned to the boards. The recent goal scorer, Hornland, out of the reach of Schultz. And Garrett has to go back in his own zone. Poltz waiting, and he'll lift one into the offensive zone. Jay, D-to-D pass. Garrett has to be hurt for it. Oh, and he just gets the ejector seat on him by the Oregon forward Chamberlain. It looked like it was whistled down, as the referees going to want to have the defenseman Garrett see some attention.
Yeah, they want to make sure he's okay back there. I was just going to say, this Oregon forecheck really stepping it up right now. You can tell they're kind of feeling themselves a little bit. You're seeing 2 men in below the dots on frequent occasion. One of the forecheckers, Garrity, on that time, that was a perfectly clean hit. He came in, took the defenseman for Williston State, and just gave him a hard shove. The defenseman wasn't quite ready for it. Just a little off balance, didn't brace himself. No wrongdoing there, just some hard work by Oregon in on the forecheck.
Draw one by Lutz, and he'll win that draw forward. Sarenkin has to get it in his own end. Armstrong in on the attack as well. Puck kept in by Power. Power, Weeks pass gets intercepted by Mezek. Could be a 2-on-1 opportunity, or looking for that rebound opportunity. Rogers bats it in front on the backhand. And the net is dislodged, and it's whistled down. Dangerous opportunity, as it was a smart play by Orr to recognize that his shooting lane was closing down, as he just wanted to get a possible rebound opportunity, and that he did, and Rogers almost was able to swing the baseball bat into the net.
Yeah, you could tell he was looking to throw it just right on that low, far pad, make the goaltender have to work hard to ensure that that rebound doesn't kick out. It came right out, almost a good baseball play. Seen some good Cactus League action the last few days, Brett, but maybe none almost as good as that.
Puck hops over King, and that forces Jay to go back in his own zone. A hard pass out. Now in the neutral zone is Power. Power spins around. Jay comes over to that strong side, but he can't get to the puck. Shot goes wide from Chamberlain. Cass in the neutral zone. Cass elects to just dump it on the goaltender, Lang, and he's forced to freeze it. .47 left in this third period, and Oregon has clawed back into this hockey game, now only down 2 goals.
That's right, Brett. I don't know if it's the full quote or if it's correct, but a wise man once said 5-goal lead's the most dangerous lead in hockey. At least I think that's how Oregon's interpreting it today.
Shot on from the defenseman. Cass will get blockered wide. Auger trying to move it up the strong side. It's sealed off by Poltz. Poltz with the slap shot. Lang was able to see it as one of the forwards for the Ducks. Rendell was trying to get his stick on that tip.
He certainly was. And interesting, Oregon right now, they're forechecking hard at times, but then they're sitting back too, kind of asking Williston State almost to break it out and give it right to them, which they did right on that last opportunity. And then they're just trying to get the point shots to the net with traffic.
We'll now have Grutska. Indirect pass to Winkle. Winkle's backhand pass too high for Grutska. Sarenkin has to fork it to relieve the pressure. Garrity gains center ice. Soft chip, and he's able to retrieve it first. He gets sandwiched from 2 Teton players behind the net. Horland centers it as I think they had the right play, as it was Warren Berg trying to activate from the defensive blue line, but he was not able to collect the pass.
Yeah, the captain trying to get in from the point. If that pass is in his wheelhouse, that's a really good scoring opportunity.
Allsprand wheels it, gets the kick pass back from Winkle, but ends up turning over in the neutral zone. Berg. Schultz ends up sticking the puck in. Rendell almost had a chance to center it. Now it finally does. Berg, the one-timer opportunity, and Winkle was able to react and read the pass and the shot from Nicholas Power, and the redirection goes out of play.
And that's not the first time we've seen a big righty try to crank one from the left point on this end of the ice. We saw that more than a few times with Brendan Jay. A couple of them went in the net, trying to recreate some of that magic Nicholas Power. He's a big man in his own right, 6'3", 165.
Slap shot from Power, it gets blocked. 2-on-1 opportunity. Weber and Landsberg. Landsberg gets a one-timer shot, and that puck was just on edge for him, and he was not able to get the amount of power he wanted, and that allowed Parks to move over to his right side and make the save. King headmans it up to Auger. Auger coming in on this right side. Auger shielding the puck, trying to work his way to the front of the net, and he'll get ran into and thrown down. Berg meets him there with a hip check. Ducks able to clear. Berg all by himself, able to evade King, but not Weber. Weber only able to clear it out to the neutral zone. That'll allow Harrison Cass to pivot around his own zone, but it's turned over by Chamberlain. Chamberlain back checks and gets it back. Armstrong on the left side, the wrist shot on as that was a high glove save by Lang, and is he able to get the whistle with 11:18 left in this third period.
Smart play by the big power forward for Oregon just to get it on frame. He knows he's either going to get a juicy rebound. We've seen a few rebounds from Lang. While he has looked rather sharp most of the game, he's had rebound control every now and then. At the worst, that's an offensive zone draw. And that puck dropped a little early as Oregon didn't quite have all their men figured out on the ice.
Draw's going to be to the right of the Tetons goaltender, Lang. Orland wins it. A little too strong, a little too hot to handle for the defenseman Cass, and he's going to have to regroup. Schultz gets hit and gets his pass picked off by Orr. Orr coming in, ends up going thrown down to the ice by Poltz, the defenseman. Garrity kicks it out to Horland. Horland trying to get that shot off. It's blocked. Horland again on the second chance opportunity. A little too high over the net. Gruska can't get around Garrity. Garrity for Oregon. A little too strong of a pass on Schultz, and he didn't gain the center ice line, and it's icing.
And you have to say, Brett, that John Garrity has been the most dangerous player for Oregon the last 20 minutes of this game. He has been the catalyst for their offense. Even though he only has 1 goal to score, he's been generating everything. You see his smooth, quick skating, getting them out of breakouts time and time again.
Winkle at the point. The wrist shot on. That'll be sticked up and into the netting, and we'll have another draw. Williston State definitely feeling the pressure. Might have been thinking in the second intermission that it might have been just an easy cruise to victory here.
Yeah, that's certainly what we all thought pretty much. The way Oregon was playing, they were pretty much relying on the special teams, and that actually seemed to be enough to get them back into this game.
Charnholm. It will center that pass to Rendell. Rendell, tight turn, trying to center that in front. Out of the reach from him as he was trying to make a give and go pass with Charnholm, and Oregon has to touch up. Cass trying to slow it down. Just about 10 minutes left in this third period, and Oregon making a game of it. Rendell, a soft chip, but Winkle's able to react first. Goes D-to-D with King. King up in the neutral zone, gets intercepted by Armstrong. But the Tetons are able to collect the puck again. Pultz. Pultz in the soft area chip to try to find Chamberlain out of his reach. And it will be kept in. Tetons now on the attack. It's a 3-on-2. Winkle. Winkle coming in. The snapshot on. He was trying to go on that right side on Parks, and Parks was able to make the shoulder stop. Tetons trying to finish off a chain, just a one-man forecheck. Chamberlain able to evade 2 players and gets knocked down. Landsberg now to Auger. Auger on his left-hand side, rebound in front, and Armstrong's able to clear the puck away. Chamberlain dumps it down in deep. Lang plays it out of his net. Lutz circling now. Lutz with the wrist shot on, and that'll be blocked by the skate of Jay. Lutz doesn't get the pack. Tass tries to get a shot, but it's deflected. It allows the Tetons to clear. Weber playing with Auger. Auger drives it back for Weber, and the one-timer shot saved by Parks. Weber has the puck roll over his stick. Ducks now have an odd man rush. Armstrong able to get there. Armstrong gets knocked down. And Jay ends up tripping Armstrong as Armstrong was able to fight through the check of Jay. And Oregon again on the power play.
And Brett, who would have thought the way this game has gone, we'd be sitting 8:30 left in the game, a power play opportunity. And the way Oregon has operated on the man advantage, you almost expect them to score right now. And while that's certainly an expectation we all have, they have to do it first, but should they get a goal on this power play, the last few minutes of this game are going to be absolutely enthralling.
Fortney and Mezek in the face-off circle. Draw one by the Tetons. Garrett can't clear. Charnholm at the point to Fortney. Fortney with the shot on as it steers through wide. Charnholm at the point, gets a wrist shot through, and was able to get through all the traffic but not hit the net. On the half wall, Rendell to Charnholm. Back to Rendell. Rendell looking, gets a shot through, but it gets blocked by Garrett. Puck kept in the blue line. Rendell still fighting for it, and then it's finally cleared out. Rendell takes it himself, eats a couple of checks. Rogers trying to get there for the Tetons. Puck pops out to Fortney. Fortney surveying the field. Fortney finding it to Berg on the one-timer shot, still loose. Berg gets the rebound and he misses the net. On the half wall up to the point, Charnholm. Now to Berg. Berg trying to hit Rendell on the left side and just missed him. Charnholm, the one-timer shot, and Mezek's able to block it with his hand. And Rogers clears it all the way down.
few chances from the point for Oregon, but I'm really shocked we didn't see Garrity out on that power play opportunity for the Ducks. He'll slide on now, but there are only 40 seconds left on that power play chance.
Tass walks out of his own zone, out of the reach of Berg. Tass will try again, and Garrity is now out on the ice for the Ducks. Sorenkin dumps it in deep, turned over at the blue line. Coming in for the Tetons! And it's a big stop by Parks as it fell to Ryan Gruska. And Gruska was trying to work his way in on the backhand, but it was a stop by Parks.
And Gruska, he's not unfamiliar at all with getting pucks in the back of the net or getting assists. The Ontario native has been a force offensively this season for the Tetons. And shorthanded, he thought he just about had the insurance marker right there.
Ended up being deemed a hand pass by the Ducks. We'll have a stop with only 12 seconds left on this power play for them. Here in the third period, under 7 minutes left now. Offensive zone draw for the Tetons, and they win it. Weber turns it over at the blue line. Will now be Hornlund. Hornlund brings it back up to the point. Hornlund just could not settle the puck down, and that allows the Tetons to clear and kill off the penalty. Auger, the first man there, trying to center it for Landsberg, but out of the reach of him. Auger cups it out from behind the net, and the shot on is saved by Parks. Ellsburn, he'll get hit at the blue line, and the puck will pop into the Oregon bench and out of play.
At this stage of the game, both teams looking a little tired. Those legs starting to get a little bit heavier as the top two lines getting a lot of shifts for both sides. For the Tetons, they just need to get the puck in deep, establish a bit of a forecheck, and just use their speed to continue to force Oregon to have to move the puck the full 200 feet.
It's kept in. Ducks trying to dig for it. Welt's going to get a good handle on it. Tetons really putting the pressure on right now. Landsberg is able to chop that puck in, and it'll stay onside for the Tetons. Weber gets that puck taken away from the diving Berg. Chamberlain finishes his check off on King in the neutral zone. Now come the Ducks. Gaining the center ice line is Berg. Well, then that puck going through the middle is waved off for icing. Lutz kicks it up to his stick. Lutz looking for it. Tetons have it, and Orr just handled it one too many times. Had the puck hop over his stick. Chamberlain on the right side gets ridden hard into the boards by Garrett. Rendell trying to get that shot on the short angle shot, and it was blocked by the kneeling Mezek. King, a very high chip on this low ceiling and ends up going out of play. And puck will be at the center ice faceoff dot with 4:57 left in this third period.
We're getting to the point now, Brett. Within a few minutes, you're going to want to pull your goalie if you're still down by 2 for Oregon. This is the time where you need to start pressing. That extra defenseman needs to step in from the point, make some pinches, try to seal the wall, keep the puck in, get some sustained zone time. If you're inside of 5 minutes, there's not a whole lot of time left. You got to get aggressive.
It'll now be Winkle. Winkle ends up, or actually, pardon me, that's Gruska ended up losing a tire in the offensive zone. Sorenkin comes in, and it's a wobbler shot. For whatever reason, the goaltender decided to play to not freeze it. So miscommunication, as it looked like Cass thought he was going to freeze it, and so he wasn't really paying attention, but that puck popped out right behind him, but luckily the Oregon goaltender is able to cover it up.
Yeah, not sure what went through his head trying to play that one out. You got to know if you're on the same page with your defenseman. Clearly, they weren't. Disaster averted, though.
Offensive zone draw. The Tetons just trying to get one more goal to really put this game away. Gruska couldn't handle that puck. Keeping the puck in is Jay. Sarenkin up to the point to Jay. Jay gets it out of his skates, just gets that shot off, and ends up being deflected in the corner by Parks. Gruska, the one-timer shot from Sarenkin, and that misses wide to the left. Horland's able to come out of the zone. Puck sitting there in front. It'll now come to Garrity. Garrity on his backhand. Evades two checkers. Garrity tries to send that in front. Blocked away by Jay. Tetons able to gain the blue line. It'll now be Ballard by himself, trying to kill some time off the clock. Ballard centers that in front, but no Teton players there. Lutz, I don't think was anticipating that puck, and that puck ends up going into a fan section there as some ladies had to cover their heads. No matter where you are here at Oceanside Ice Arena, you're always in the game.
Oh, yeah. That's the beauty of Oceanside. Crowd right on top of you. A nice crowd for this game. The turnout pretty good tonight. Might even be a bit better with GCU coming in for our final game after this.
It'll be a key.
Pardon me, Brett. We'll be watching the goalie for Oregon, see if they get any sort of a pull. The head coach, Riley Orr, opting to take a timeout right now. He senses the importance of this moment, and we saw it work out for Utah State earlier when they took that timeout right before a power play and ended up getting that go-ahead goal immediately thereafter.
Still a lot of time left, and with 3:35 left in the third period, but also too with pulling that goalie, it's still going to give Oregon that same man advantage opportunity that they've shown have been so lethal for them in this third period.
It certainly has, and I think with the right personnel, if they decide to pull the goalie right now in this O-zone draw, that it's got to go one of two ways. Either they're probably going to score right out of the gate while they've got some energy and they've got the players they want, or Williston will have a chance to end the game early. But if you're Oregon, you don't have a whole lot of options left. If you don't pull the goalie now, you got to be ready to pull him in the next minute.
As both teams come from their respective benches, it's going to be Fortney, who's been very good on the draw tonight. And for the Tetons, it's going to be Wade Auger. Draw one by Fortney. Wrist shot on, and that pad save from Lane goes into the corner. Weber able to get it to the Tetons. Lardsvik trying to center that. And that'll be blocked by Charnholm. Fortney with speed will get it down deep below the goal line. Goalie still in the net for Oregon. Berg able to come off fresh off the bench, and will have to collect it in his own zone. Puck's glued to the boards in the neutral zone. Both players jamming for it. It'll finally squirt out for Berg. Berg now to Charnholm. Charnholm, cross area pass out of the reach of Rendell. Charnholm sauces it. Tetons putting some pressure on Charnholm. Little gas as Oregon's trying to change up their five-man unit out there. Berg gains the center ice line, chips it in. Lang puts it behind his net and pushes it along, going to the other side of the zone. 2:20 left. Oregon cannot have any sustained zone pressure right now. Gruska backward skating his own zone over to Winkle. Winkle in the reach of Garrett. Garrett evades the check, and he gets that puck in deep. Under 2 minutes now in this third period. Oregon has to dig deep and somehow find a way to get a goal quickly. Chamberlain in front of the bench of the Tetons. As they're trying to dig for it. Hornland goes up the other way. Now to Cass. Cass sticks it up, and Lang is going to be forced to glove it down with 1:41 left in this third period.
And Brett, this is where you're going to pull the goalie 100% if you're Oregon. Get that man advantage on an O-zone draw and try to cook up a specialty. They scored once tonight off of a quick play right off of the draw. And I'm going to be honest, utterly shocked the goalie isn't pulled right now for Oregon, down by 2.
Try one by Fortney. Orr's able to win the battle of the puck and dump it all the way down. Rogers is able to beat out the icing call. Orr trying to keep that puck in the corner. Not allow Oregon to break out. Mezek in there bobbing for it. Well as Rendell. Charnholm. He finds Fortney streaking. Fortney trying to get the shot off, and he gets sticked up as he was hiding behind the defenseman, Jay. And Jay ends up getting called for a hooking call. And with 1:13 left, Oregon might have one more shot at this.
Yeah, a little surprised they didn't opt to go with a penalty shot. But you could see that Fortney was struggling a little bit to get his hands all on the stick and to keep the puck ahead of him. And now, finally, Oregon will pull their goalie. That'll be a 6-on-4. You have to like their odds. Only problem is they still need 2.
Again, Oregon not allowed to have the last change, and so there's going to be some jousting going on with the referee on who is supposed to be out there for Oregon. Now it looks like they have everything figured out. Pulse is going to be coming on. Fortney and Mezek again in the circle. Looks like they're actually opt for Rendell. Rendell wins on his forehand to Fortney. Fortney over to Charnholm at the point. Charnholm with a shot on high, and somehow Lang was able to see through that I-10 traffic jam in front of him.
Certainly did. That shot a little high. I don't think it was threatening at all, but better safe than sorry at this point of the game.
So it's going to be 68 seconds remaining in this third period. Oregon down by the score of 6-4. They do have a power play, so it's a 6-on-4 opportunity as well, as Mezek is able to win the draw forward and force the Ducks back into their own zone. Charnholm. Under a minute left. Charnholm having to circle back around, wasting valuable time now. Pulse able to gain the blue line. Garrity in the corner. Garrity works it over. Now to Hornland. Hornland has it. Hornland trying to get out of his skates. Garrity trying to move that in front. Puck still loose. I think it went off the one of the posts. Is still loose. Rendell trying to jab at it. Charnholm keeps it in at the point. Hornland fans on the shot. Gets a second opportunity, and that ends up getting blocked by King. Mezek can't get the puck clear. Hornland. Charnholm winds up and fires, and it's a save by Lang on the blocker side. Under 20 seconds now. Garrity's shot too high. Puck ends up hitting the referee. Charnholm can keep the puck in. Under 10 seconds left now. 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's Williston State heading to play tomorrow by the score of 6-4, holding on to this game against the Oregon Ducks team that put up one heck of a fight.
Tetons certainly earned the victory tonight. While it wasn't that full 0 to 60 minute game that you would have hoped to see if you're the Tetons, they played well enough the first 40 minutes that that's all that they really needed in order to get the victory tonight. As the handshake line commences, the Oregon Ducks, you have to tip your cap. A great job coming back, making it much more interesting than I think any of us would have imagined.
We welcome you inside our press box here at Oceanside Ice Arena. I'm Brett Fon alongside my partner now, Cooper. And now what we're alluding to with Oregon, they looked down and out, especially early in the first and even second period, but somehow they were able to dig in and come back in the third period and make a game of it.
They certainly did, and the first the start to the game for Oregon, it wasn't anything special. The way that they were playing, they were really sitting on their heels. They were letting the Tetons take it and put the game to them. And, they couldn't clear out the front of the crease. They weren't winning the battles in the corners. They weren't winning a lot of draws. But then once they got the power play figured out in the second, you saw things start to click a little bit. The neurons started to fire in the brain. They realized they were back in this game. And 3 power play goals later, and then a quick answer after that one, it was 6-4. Unfortunately, it was a case of too little too late for the Ducks.
Yes, and Williston State tonight would look like they're going to be able to put up a full 60 minutes, but they were really dominant, but they were able to do just enough to come out with the W in this one.
Yeah, tonight Williston State only needed their 40-minute game. They didn't even need a 50-minute or a 60-minute game tonight. That's how well they played to start tonight against the Ducks. And credit to the Tetons for coming out and using their power and using their speed to deliver a well-earned victory.
And now it's time to ask you your Oxy Power player of the game, and who was it for you tonight?
Well, I think you have to go with the 6'3", 230-pound BC native Brendan Jay, a hat trick from the big burly defenseman. He had an absolute bomb from the point. It was on full showcase tonight, and he was the catalyst that really sparked the Tetons in that second period and let them go over the top to get the victory.
Well, partner, it was another fantastic game here at the Western Regionals at Oceanside Ice Arena. And again, we thank you for tuning in at home and letting you know that there's one more game coming tonight, as it's going to be Grand Canyon versus BYU coming up a little later. For my partner, Niall Cooper, I am Brett Vaughn, reminding you of tonight's final score. The number 5 seed, Williston State Tetons 6, and the number 8 seed, Oregon Ducks 4. Thank you so much for tuning in, and good night from Oceanside Ice Arena.